Hi and welcome or welcome back. This might be one of the first videos that you're jumping into post-birth or post-baby, so welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. Please know you can stop and pause this video at any time, attend to your baby and whatever they need, or babies, whatever they need, and then come right on back. This video is aimed at being short, to allow you to kind of jump in, get it done, and then go about and continue with the rest of your day. And it's also designed to be repeatable. So these moves are bread and butters of rebuilding core strength and pelvic floor stability post-birth. So know you can repeat these exercises and do them over and over and over again. So I'm really glad you're here. Welcome, and let's start. So we're going to start on our backs. So lay yourself down, all the way down. Relax your shoulders, and from here we're going to create a diamond shape. So with your thumbs and with your index fingers, let's bring them together and place that diamond up onto your pelvis. Even pressure through the feet, relaxing your shoulders, and we're going to start with some pelvic tilts here. So as you lift your tailbone, I want you to think about imprinting and drawing your belly button down towards the ground. And then as we tilt the opposite way, so diamond goes this way, we're going to start to feel an increase in the arch of the back as we drop the tailbone and glutes towards the mat, but you'll be able to feel that arch, right? So this is the way the diamond's going. So we tilt the diamond back, imprint, draw the belly button down towards the spine, or the belly button down towards the ground, and then we tilt the opposite way, whoop, as we create that arch. And just continue this movement here. So exhale to imprint. Inhale to roll away. And this helps us to, again, bring that body awareness as we start to work on our core again without having a baby in our tummies, which is, of course, a different feeling as they've been there for a while. So just tilting, use your breath, exhale, and inhale. All right, so now what we're going to do is find the spot between the two extremes. So we've been teetering forward and back. We're now going to find that center position. So between the two extremes, we want to find where our diamond's almost flat. We've got that gentle pressing down through the tailbone, through the pelvis, but you can still fit a couple of fingers underneath the spine. And this is where it's going to be your neutral. Another cue here can be feeling as though we've got a nice tight pair of jeans on. As you draw in and up without squeezing the glutes or squeezing the stomach. It's just that drawing in and hugging the rib cage toward one another. This is our neutral. All right, from here, we'll slide the hands down. We're going to open one knee at a time. So keeping this neutral in, and you can always come back and re-find it. We're going to open one leg away as we inhale, and then exhale back through center. Relax the shoulders, tuck of the chin like we're holding an apple or tennis ball between the chin and chest. Inhale away, exhale back in. Inhale away, and exhale back in. So one of the hardest things here is to keep the pelvis still and stable. You can keep that diamond on your tailbone the whole time here, especially if you're noticing, oh, yep, I'm rocking my hips from side to side here, which is what we don't want. We want to keep the pelvis nice and still. All the while giving ourselves grace because we're never working towards perfection. You're here on your mat practicing Pilates. Pilates is a practice. Pilates is not a perfect. And you're here taking steps toward working on your pelvic floor and your core stability. And that is the main thing. Awesome. Let's do one more each side. So finish that. Depending on where you're at, I was halfway through. So we're going to finish one and then the other on that side. Beautiful. So we're keeping it nice and gentle today. As I said, this might be the first movement that you've done post-baby, post-birth, or post-C-section, so your birth in any aspect, right? Or however you've birthed your baby. Relax your shoulders, tuck of the chin. All right, from here, Again, thinking about your neutral. We're going to come into glute bridges, but I'd like us to play around with rolling through the spine. So we're going to start the movement from the tailbone, lifting the tailbone one at a time, or vertebrae of the spine one at a time. So tailbone, vertebrae, mid-spine, vertebrae, shoulders, hold here, squeeze. So lift up through the glutes. And then again, we come down the way we came up. So shoulders, vertebrae, mid-spine, vertebrae, tailbone. Find that neutral, and then go again. So lift up, tailbone, mid-spine, shoulders, good, and then shoulders, mid-spine, tailbone, beautiful. Keep it going here. So you'll start to feel a little bit of tension building in through the glutes, good. But of course, we're working through deep core muscles as well to keep that pelvis stable and not rock the hips from side to side. All right, we're going to add an additional layer. So as we come up at the top of the move, we hold it here. We're going to now work through a little Kegel. So we're drawing pelvic floor in and up, like you're trying to stop yourself from weeing. Draw it in, release it, and then slowly lower down. And then we'll do it at the base as well. So once we're here, again, drawing in through the pelvic floor, like you're pulling a tissue through the hammock at the base. So from your vagina to your anus, the hammock is your pelvic floor. So we're thinking drawing in, like we're picking up a tissue, trying to stop ourselves from weeing, and then we release that down, and then we roll all the way back up. So peel and roll up, squeeze in or draw in, draw out, and then slowly lower. Nice. So Kegel at the base, Kegel at the top. Drawing in, release, and up. All right, we got it. Keep rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. I'm going to do one more. So Kegel at the bottom. Rolling in, up, vertebrae at the top. And we're going to hold it here. Relax the shoulders, tuck of the chin, and just draw in and out for 10. So Kegel in, release. Kegel in, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel that through your glutes. 9, 10. Nice. Slowly lower. And we'll hug the glutes. Well, we'll hug the knees in, which is going to stretch out through the glutes. So as we're up in our glute bridge, our glutes are firing off, right? They're activating. But when we come up into a Kegel, you want to feel the difference than just squeezing the glute cheeks. It's not about that. It's about drawing in and up through that hammock, vagina to anus, like we're pulling a tissue without squeezing the glutes. So that's why when we're up in a glute bridge, it can be helpful to work through our Kegels because our glutes are already engaged. And we go, oh, I'm already engaging my glutes. So then we got to go, okay, well, I'm not doing a Kegel, right? And you can feel the difference. All right, breathe in, breathe out. One more. All right, drop your feet down one at a time, down towards the mat. Relax your shoulders. From here again, hands are down by your sides, tuck of the chin. We're going to lift one leg at a time. So just one leg is going to lift up and then tap down and then alternate to the other side. Lift up and down. Again, bring your focus to your midsection, bring your focus to your pelvis, maybe create the triangle and place that up onto your pelvis. We want to keep the pelvis still. All right, if you're feeling comfortable here and you'd like a little bit more, we're not going to be lifting both legs off the ground. Again, we're keeping it nice and gentle, but one leg lifts up, it opens about 45, maybe a little less. We rock back in through center, and then we lower down. Opposite leg lifts up, opens about 45, back in, and then lower. So again, biggest thing is to keep the hips and pelvis still, trying not to rock from side to side. And if this is too much or doesn't feel good, just come back to the lift and lower. Or you can also come back to where we were at the very start. We were just opening and closing the knee and rolling out onto the knife's edge of the foot as well. So you listen to your body, you know what you need. You know what's too much, and you know when to take it back. If it doesn't feel comfortable to point the toe, you can also flex the foot. That's totally fine. But let's try and keep the foot nice and active rather than just relaxing it in space. So point or flex. It's perfect. Inhale away. Exhale back in. Drop it down. We'll do one more each side. Make it even. Open. Close. Drop. Lift. Open. Close. And drop. Beautiful. All right. Hug those knees in. Last time. Little rock and sway. All right. Let's stretch it out. As I mentioned today, gentle. Just working on drawing in, activating, maybe taking that first step towards rebuilding. So let's bring your feet together. Now, if this is too much straight away, you can also add blocks to your knees to lift them up a little bit higher. You can also choose to do one at a time, which is a little bit more gentle. So one knee can be sweeping up to the ceiling, one knee out, as opposed to both knees out. And just focus on deep belly breaths here. So stretching out the midsection, inhale. Exhale, drawing the belly button back in towards the body, hugging the ribcage in. Inhale. And exhale. Feel as though you're inflating the midsection like a balloon. One more breath here. Wonderful. Let's slide those feet up. About as wide as your mat if you are on a mat, but just outside of hip width distance apart. And from here, maybe you'll take your hands out to a T shape, or you're welcome to keep them by your sides. And we're just going to rock those knees from side to side like a windscreen wiper, so knees side to side. Stretching out through the inside and outside of the hip. Again, nice and gentle. This is also a very, very, very gentle twist here. So please don't drop your knees all the way down towards the ground if it doesn't feel comfortable. Just a slight movement from side to side can feel quite good. Beautiful. One more each way. Side to side. Legs in, hands to knees. Last time we'll hug these knees in towards the body. A little rock and sway. And then we'll slowly peel the body up. So you can drop your feet down, roll to one side, use your hands to push yourself up. And we'll land just in a comfortable seat. So if it's comfortable to cross your legs, perfect. If you'd prefer to have them out or to the side, also perfect. Just going to take a little stretch for the neck. So dropping ear to shoulder. And then back through center, ear to shoulder. Back up, give those shoulders a roll, forward, back, side to side, around and around, and then hands together to clap. Good job. Thank you so much for joining me. As mentioned, this is super gentle as we start to build and rebuild the core, the pelvic floor, post-birth, whatever that looked like for you. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.